Hey everybody, MisterV recently sniped two incredible mints, number 888 and 123, off the Minnie Mouse Platinum Collectible, and he flipped them both for profit all within 24 hours. So in this episode, we'll be talking about the tips and tricks that he used to snipe these incredible collectibles, how to market these special mints to potential buyers, many of whom are whales, and how to actually sell them to those specific buyers on the app. If you're interested in sniping and trading for profit on VeVe, this is the episode for you. Let's get to it. I saw from our chat that you recently had a pretty wild story with the Platinum Mini. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. All right. So this drop, I considered it a pretty big success, not in terms of like big gains, but in terms of the quality mints that I was able to grab in the secondary market on drop day. So I grabbed Minnie number 123 and number 888.
Do you know the total edition size of Mini?
I believe it's 2100.
Oh, okay, right. And it's an ultra rare, right? Oh
Uh,
no,
I,
could have been a rare.
I could check, but the I think the
Regardless,
important
okay,
thing,
go on.
yeah, I think the important thing is that it has the FA label. All things aside, with the FE tag on the mini lenticular,
Yeah,
maybe we'll talk about that another time. However, I would say that I was pretty excited. I was very happy with the snipes that I made on that drop day. So there was a complication with a deal
wait, so
between,
you said that you sniped the mint 123. So this is
yes,
0123, right?
correct.
Or was it 1230?
No, it was zero number 123 or 0123.
Oh, okay, okay, 012. Wow, that's beautiful. So did you snipe this deal right after the people started listing, or this is a
Yeah.
few hours after drop time?
I'd say it was like within the first hour. I
Oh,
managed
okay.
I managed to snipe that, and then I sold it to a friend of mine, and then he ended up flipping that maybe. But I don't feel so bad because I got the mint that I wanted. I'm not mentioning it on here, but I did get the mint that I absolutely had to have. So
Okay.
that being said, I flipped the one number 123, and then I also had the number 888. Now that's where things got really messy.
That's a beautiful mint, by the way.
Yeah, it's not a mint that I'm keen on or fond of. However, I did have a few people reach out to me expressing an interest. And ultimately it came down to two people. One was a huge collector with a big, like just superb collection. And then the other person was a big collector as well. They have special mints. So both of them offered approximately the same amount. However, I was just like, I don't want to play favorites or anything. So I'm just going to say from here on, whoever offers the most, I'll just
Right.
go automatically. And then we'll just go from there. One person said that they would not go above that price that they offered. And then the other person offered just a little bit over. So I said, okay, deal. And I said, I'll list it on the market. And as I listed it on the market, the other person who said that they would not go over what they initially offered sniped
Wow. Did you
it.
apply your 10-second countdown?
I did. I did.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just they're pro snipers, like next level. The guy who sniped.
Wow, that's
And
insane.
I checked the receipt and I saw what had happened and I was like, "Oh, this is not good." And then I let the other person know and they said, of course the other guy sniped it." And then the person who sniped it, I got a hold of them and I said, "Hey, this was meant for the other person." And he goes, "Oh, I didn't know that the deal was for you guys." And fortunately, those two were already in talks, just
Okay.
in spaces on Twitter, right? Or chatting maybe strategy or what have you, but they were very familiar with each other, very very much on the same page.
Hmm.
So I just clarified that it was my mistake. I had failed to let the sniper know that the deal was going to be done with the other person, and for that reason they sniped it. And then anyways, they talked it out, and the person who it was intended for eventually got the collectible probably within 24 hours. And now
Wow.
everything's okay, but that was pretty stressful. And also just kind of like a testament to how anybody could snipe any collectible, even if you do that countdown trick where you're timing things down to the second. People are just ready to pounce, especially during drop day within the first couple of hours.
Hey guys, just a quick message. Every week, I, MisterV, work over 20 hours to bring you the most non-BS VeVe content. English is my second language, and there were nights we recorded until 1 a.m. My brain stopped processing, and I naturally spoke Vietnamese to him, and it got pretty weird. But that's just how dedicated we are to this podcast. In return, we ask you to enter a gentleman agreement. We will continue working until 1 a.m. for you, but we ask you to subscribe to the podcast, leave us a rating, and tweet at us to tell us what you think, because those comments will ultimately help us to refine the content just for you. That's it. That's all you need to do. Let's get back to it.
So my takeaway was make sure all parties involved are very much on the same page. Like everyone knows that, hey, the deal's off between you and me. I'm going to be going with this other person who made a higher offer or a better offer, and also just be aware that anybody could be sniping, and there's no guarantee that the intended buyer gets it.
So I have a few follow-up questions. This 888 Minnie. Did you snipe it after you sniped the 0123?
I got the 888 first. The 888,
Okay.
I got that one first, and then I got the 123 like 20-30 minutes later.
So after people started listing Minnie on the market, you just kept refreshing the listing page?
Yeah, I did not
Wow.
leave the page.
Okay. What kind of filtering did you use, or did you sort it by like mint number or price or anything like that would help you to snipe that kind of mint?
I just did the most recent listings because I found that if you try and sort it by mint number, low to high,
Mhm.
or by price, like lowest price or by highest price, those never turn out to those never work out. It's you always want the most recent listings because then you see whatever's fresh on the market, regardless of price, regardless of mint number. It's just a catch-all.
Yeah. And then when you got the 888, well, before you press buy now on it, did you imagine that you would make profit on it? Or were you thinking, well, this is something I'm just going to hold on and keep it for myself?
Yeah, going into the drop, I didn't have as many gems as I hoped, and I wasn't sure if I had enough to buy the mint that I really wanted. And so I was just prepared to buy whatever I could afford. And I had the intention that if I also managed to get the mint that I actually wanted at some point, like it could have been the same day, it could have been a week later, a month later, I would just swap the mints. So like I
Oh,
would,
I see.
yeah. So like with the 888 or the 123, I knew going in that if I did not find the actual mint that I personally wanted, I would hold on to at least one of those and sell the other one.
So yeah, I asked that question because I'm sure for many other people, myself included, we would regularly see these very nice mint, these very special mint on the market. And but the thing we don't know is whether we should buy it and we'll be able to make profit from it. Because, like the 888 mint, it is a very nice mint, but it's kind of tricky, right? Because there isn't any like particular obvious significance to it. So did you kind of expect that you would be able to make money from it, or were you like, well, this is a very nice mint, let me just grab it first and then I can decide later?
So the price point was pretty good.
Okay.
It was maybe 2x the floor, and I knew that I could probably sell it for 3 or 4x, especially
Okay.
when the floor is lower. The lower the floor, the higher the multiple you could probably ask for, especially like if it's a big time character, big time FA like Minnie Mouse. So I did manage to make a profit on it. It was good enough for me. And I also had the 123 available and I was ready to hold on to it. But with the gems that I made off of the other sale, I was able to purchase the mint that I wanted. And then I proceeded to sell the number 123 Minnie to a friend who ended up flipping that anyways. So
Yeah.
I'm okay either way.
And then for those who have those special mint, how did you make that mint visible to potential buyers? What is the most effective channel for you to kind of market those special mint?
So on drop days, while people are constantly refreshing the page, this is just one approach, right? You may want to consider listing it a little bit higher than 4 or 5x just to get the attention of potential buyers. And it's within buying range for most big time collectors, right?
Right.
So usually if you have your contact info in your profile, then they may reach out to you. Like, so for me, I have Telegram and Twitter, and most people who I talk to, or most people who know me on VeVe have already reached out to me through one of those modes of communication, right? So both interested parties for the Minnie 888 reached out to me on Twitter. So it was very
Mm.
easy. It didn't take much effort because I talked to a lot of people, a lot of collectors, and it's a pretty tight community.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually looked at your collection on the app today.
Oh, did you?
And yeah, once in a while I have to go in and check. And I was like, wow, this guy is my co-host. Oh my God. Man, your collection is beautiful.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Like I've seen it a few times in the past, but every single time I look at it, I will always see these new specimens added into it. And it surprised me every single time.
Well, it helps that I've consolidated into fewer IPs, right? Because most of us like to have a little bit of everything, and that's fine and all. But to have something that's really impressive, you have to make some sacrifices. And I definitely did make a lot of sacrifices with bigger flex pieces, but I just got rid of more expensive items to get nicer mints of the less expensive things. And it makes it more diverse in a way within those IPs. And I'm very content with those. And I've gotten a lot of positive feedback, and and it puts me up there, I think, with the bigger collectors, the
Hmm.
bigger wallets. I have less than 200 collectibles today, and there's the top 500 wallets each have like 1,000 plus. I can't compete with that. I don't have deep pockets like those people, but the nice mints that I have kind of put me within a realm of being able to talk with the bigger collectors.
Yeah.
And in the future, I might be able to make negotiations for trades or swap, or sell things, and then continue to make my collection that much nicer.
The fact that you don't have over 1,000 collectibles, but you have some collectibles like way less than that can still build your personal brand and your credibility and getting you that respect from huge collectors, it's just awesome. So please save those trade stories so that we can talk about it in the future. That is it, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have enjoyed the episode today. And if you have, remember that gentleman agreement. We will continue working until 1 a.m. just for you. But in return, we ask you to subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss out on the actionable and valuable insights, everything VeVe and Omi related. Don't forget to give us a rating and tweet at us to let us know what you think about the podcast so that we can refine the content better just for you. Thank you so much. We hope to see you again next time. Peace.